Getting here was only half the battle. After qualifying 69th, they'd be buried deep in the field, fighting through dust, traffic, and everything in between. Every mile earned. And after everything it took just to get here, this is where it changes. Out here, it's not about where you started, it's about what you've got left.
Made it through here, so that was good,
Heck yeah, awesome. So glad to let you guys go ahead and pull off stage. Thank you so much. We're getting ready to kick off.
Fill your lungs. Time is done, you are gone. Bury your life, feel the weight. No escape, seal your fate. Drop it down, 6 feet deep. No more air, no more sleep. No more sleep. Buried alive. Hear the sound, coffin nails hit the ground, no way out.
Morning of the race, I woke up probably like 4:35 a.m. I got out and turned on the heat, turned on the lights, really started to brainstorm all the different pit resources, where they're going, and coming up with a plan of how I was going to give that speech to the crews. After that, what was your experience like rolling up to that starting line with all those cars? And
It was pretty neat because, the starting line was massive. I think it was over 160 cars. So going up there in that line just to be involved, and the line is as far as you can see, and then horseshoes around, and you can see the cars taking off just every 30 seconds. They would take off in pairs. It was pretty amazing. His dad had gave me a watch to monitor my heart and all my health, everything that I had going on, and my heart got going, or my blood pressure, everything spiked so high that the watch actually started trying to call 911, and then it started calling all of his emergency contacts. So that was pretty neat. I must have got a lot of adrenaline off of that.
oh man, yeah, I remember he was like, Aaron, the plan is to beat this guy off the line, and then we're gonna, so he's kind of like preparing me for like a amp right off the go, but that's not exactly how it went, huh?
No, our big turbo car, doesn't have much bottom end. So we took off, and I hammered on it, and the guy just blew us away. So we just followed like normal, and then we got into our pace. Once we got into our desert section, crazy things that I learned is like shock fade. Now, I don't have a ton of experience with anything but ORIs, and I've had some pretty built side-by-sides, but I've never pushed them 70, 80, miles an hour for 20 minutes or 30 minutes straight like we were doing. And shock fade is something. It really is something. What that is suspension is working so much because you're just going for 20, 30 minutes straight, and suspension's going like this, and it gets so hot that actually the oil gets so thin that it doesn't work correctly. That was just an amazing thing for me to have the suspension work so well to then where you're basically just riding on the springs. There's no dampening available.
That's what's great about this experience. We have so much things to learn. So please, let's talk about maybe the checkups and the open desert experience.
Yeah, I've been told it so many times by very competitive people that you got to rely on your GPS guy. You are driving blind. Maybe you'll be right behind a car. You can't see anything because of the dust. You could be going 100 miles an hour. I found all that to be completely false. And maybe there is people out there that are doing that. And, I don't know how they do that, but when you can't see anything, and what we learned about our GPS is they're not dead on. They're off, and sometimes it might be 100 feet or so off, even if you set a pin one day and come back the next. So you can't rely on that so heavily that you put your life in that thing's hands. We never took that risk, luckily. Things went great for us as far as that concerned. Some other things that I learned is your focus. It's so easy to make a mistake. Rock bouncing, we study the course. Our course is maybe a mile long at most. I'll study the course for 4 or 5 hours. I'll watch reruns, all this stuff, so I hit every line. This is impossible to do because the course is so massive. You just can't run at that pace. You have to down tune it. You can't make mistakes. And your focus is pulled so many ways. For instance, you're having to pee, and we have catheters attached to us. And the first time doing that, my body would not let me go. It just would not let me go. Actually, until we started hitting bumps and my insides started hurting, finally my body would let it go. All of a sudden, the clarity that comes with it, that was a big thing that I've never experienced before. And then also with helicopters. We had helicopters following us from media, and you're going 80 or 100 miles an hour, and it's so easy to get distracted from all that. So that was really tough too.
So having the helicopters run by us, we were able to get off the back section and could start coming in towards main pit. I called the pit crew, let them know that we're coming in, and what happens right about that time.
We're probably going like 60 miles an hour, 50, something like that, and we had to make a 90-degree turn, and you couldn't see the turn. There was some whoops. So normally you're on the gas to hit the whoops, and we come in to hit the whoops, and we hit the first one, and as we're kind of cresting across to the second one, we see that there's a corner.
It went actually up left.
Yeah, so I stabbed the brakes, just stabbed the brakes, and the whole car dived in, and then turned, let off the brakes, and started gassing it, and you could just hear an explosion. We're driving, we didn't stop instantly, we were discussing, like, should we stop, should we not? I pushed hard for let's not stop. We're almost to main pit, and they can take a look at it and see what it is. Once we get to main pit, we get to look at it, and it was not an axle. What it was, we had an aftermarket diff, and with this diff, it's the outside covers. The center section is aluminum, and the outside covers bolt on. Well, it actually pulled the threads right out, and the diff just blew apart. We all talked about it, you're in a big rush, but we decided to take a drill bit, drill the threads out on all those thread holes, put longer bolts in, and then put a nut to back them. And we did that, put it all back together. Nobody knew if it would work or what the internals were like or anything. And then we took off.
Well, we also had to take off that cage thing that has just such a poor design. We decided to swap out our 2.0, this is technically our front axle, so we're down an axle. And that just took a lot of time. Like that cage, we're going to completely redesign that and address workability on the vehicle moving forward. And so yeah, we leave pit, we're not really sure. Don't hear nothing, seems to be running good. It's a spool, so whether we're in 4-wheel drive or not, it's still spinning. So it sounds good, but we still, ran how much of the course in 2-wheel drive from that point out?
We ran 75% of the rocks in 2-wheel drive.
And that car hooked up, did amazing. What about when we saw Outer Limits?
Yeah, so we're in the rocks, and we're going through, and we're trying to, our biggest fear not knowing anything is we don't want to destroy the car. So we're really taking care of the car. And we're going at I'd say a medium pace. And we get a notification to push the pass. It's a little display on our right-hand side dash. And here we move over, and here comes a guy flying by, and here it's Max Gordon. They flew by us. They were doing 3 times the speed in the rocks. I think you brought it up. You're like, oh man, he passed us. I said, oh, don't worry, we'll catch up to him. And it just happened to work out. I didn't know. I was just trying to come settle him down.
Well, I think at this point, now we're rolling up to Jackhammer. The car did amazing. We come up Jackhammer, and this guy sees different lines. And it's lines I don't see, either. And there's this big long tail of a line coming down. What's he do? he freaking drives right up the side of it, gets all the way up. We cut, what, 6 people at that, just that one move?
Yep, it was quite a few.
Everyone stopped, like looking around, just moseying. I got out of that car and I pulled winch, not just for ourselves. I was hustling and logistically helping every competitor in front of us to get moves so we could get out of there.
Oh yeah, we get up there and all the other cars were winching themselves up. They were all winching themselves up, and I was like, I don't need to winch up there. Thinking to myself, well, I bumped up the first 2 ledges, just no problem. Third one, I hit it hard, and it didn't go, so I backed up, and I'll hit it a little harder. My car bounced, front end turned, and the whole car rolled over onto its side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's now rolled over on the side in the main line. Like, this is bad. So pulled the winch cable up and over the tire, got it over a big rock, up on the cliffside.
I had to start the car because we ran the battery down so low that the car went into fail safe. Nobody ever wants to start the car when you're on your side.
So, he was running the car and it was winching up, and then some guys came over the car and started pushing on it. I came in there and squatted, and the minute I did that, the whole car lifted up. After the car was up, we got a winch up on the middle ledge, and right as you got up the top of it, basically the winch just exploded.
The whole side of the winch blew.
And when my winch exploded, the crowd was like, yeah, you're done. And I was like, no, we're still on 4 wheels. We still got power. This guy can drive. Those Mickey Thompsons had so much grip. We had like no problems in the rocks at all.
I don't know why you would never use another tire. They were fantastic.
Yeah. We luckily were able to drive out the top of Jackhammer, 2-wheel driving it right back in, and we come to this bypass on Emerson Ridge, and it's this slant. Tell them, man, what was that experience?
It was just wild. I mean, it was as dangerous, I feel, as it can get, because if we would have rolled, we would have rolled for a quarter mile down a side of a mountain. And I mean, there's no other way. You either go that way or don't race. We were going, 5 miles an hour, and there was a bump we had to hit. And when we hit that bump, the car actually came up on 2 wheels just for a second and then dropped back down. And that was the hardest part, so we got through that. But that was a pretty iffy moment.
And so we come out the other side, we saw this marker, and upon that moment, we were now traveling backwards on the course, which is an automatic DNF. Nick was like, Aaron, it's okay, we're still here, we're still driving, we haven't been DQ'd, we're still moving, let that be a course decision, when at the end. This moment we're coming down Emerson Ridge, that we realize that we're backwards on course. And what'd you see when we come down that hill?
Well, we come down and I don't know, there's between 10 and 15 guys in cars sitting there for all various reasons. Failed winches. Guys that we talked to said there's no chance of getting up there without a winch, so they're over with. And we said, well, we're gonna keep going. And they said, well, more power to you, because they didn't believe that anybody could get up there without a winch. But we did.
By the time I realized what's going on, Nick had already climbed it. Then just continued up the hill, and I'll hike up, and it was a 8th mile or so, pretty steep grade, and I get up to the top, and Nick is like, let's go, and I was like, well, I need some water first, so because I
was really rushing him.
So I got some water, and I got in the car, and I was having issues finding my latch, and so we take off, we are now going, we see this big helicopter. This is about the time when we got the helicopter shot of us on the ridge. Then there's this beautiful sunset in the back. Gives me shivers because it's such a beautiful shot, and it was like we almost planned it. But what was going on in our car was I told him, edges, stuff coming up. Let's just stop for a minute because I got to make sure I get my helmet latched correctly for safety reasons. Then we take off, and then we're coming up to this 8-foot waterfall.
And what it was these massive rocks. I mean, they were bigger than vehicles, and it was an 8-foot straight off drop down, and then into the side of the mountain was actually open underneath. It was kind of like undercut in there, and not enough to get your whole car in there. Like your roll cage would save you from going in there, but it was open. And well, there was only one way to go off of it, so we went off of it. It just shredded the whole side of the car because you fell off of it and you fell into it with the side of the car, and it ripped all the mirrors off. I mean, it scraped all the paint, everything, and I mean, we just drove out like nothing. Like,
No problems.
yeah,
No problems.
it was pretty wild.
Rock trail after rock trail, the car was, he kept saying like, hold on, and then we'd be like, oh, never mind, that was easier than we thought. I was just amazed at the lines he was choosing. We come down like Tumbleweed, that was really cool because I've crawled that before. Getting close to idle issues before Chocolate Thunder, and a course worker was like, hey, you're timed out, you know, you should go home, you're not gonna have time to make it. And we're like, well, we're still on course, you know, like, can we just go past Chocolate Thunder and we'll turn out up there?
And there was a little hesitation too, because he had a Warren jacket on. He didn't have any like representation too.
Oh, okay, yeah, see, I didn't even see that. I just see colors and a vest, and I'm like, you're official. So, but, you know, we continued on pretty much when we hit RCP 51 off the backside of Chocolate Thunder, and that's when we about called it a day. And I got a wild hair in my head, and I like to think of it as putting yourself in the way of opportunity. It's like when luck and opportunity meet. And I knew he had a good friend that was an announcer, and I also figured there weren't a lot of cars that finished, and you know what, we might as well go up there and try. And we like pull up to it, and somebody with a vest grabbed that gate and started to open it. We were just kind of waiting for an opportunity.
I just sent Matt a message, and he said, heck yeah, we need to fill time, we need to fill void, and we've had racers up here that haven't finished. We're just trying to be entertaining. So we waited our turn.
What was it like being up on stage?
It was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing because what nobody sees at home is there's a massive crowd there. I mean, there's 1,000 people there, 500 people there, and they're all just, I mean, they're there because they want to hear what you have to say. So,
well, not to mention the Monster Girls, they're a little distracting, but we didn't even realize that the Monster Girls lined up right in the way of the camera, so we weren't even really on the camera. But what's I think most important about that mix of events is that it really gives the opportunity to have national television time to give credit to our sponsors, which is like so important for our credibility as a team and our offering of value. We were so tired, and I had spoke to you a lot. You know, you brought Fordzilla all the way out here. You brought it to the booth to show off. I knew how important it was to that culture to see Fordzilla in person doing something that many of us can relate to, which is backdoor. So tell us about like what was going through your mind. You were so tired and going up the back door in the crowd and like,
oh, this ain't gonna be what anybody thinks. What was going through my mind is I wanted to go to bed. I didn't want to be there at all. But my buddy Aaron, everything that he's done and said has helped me substantially in every way. So when somebody's right every time, you kind of got to just go with it. So he pushed me. He says, Nick, you really should do this. Actually, our whole group said it after he said it, that Thursday night was the night the backdoor is most popular, and it would be amazing for you to get up and do that. I pulled up there, Sean Keller and Matt Ocho and Big Bad Brad and Alyssa from Roadrunner. Everybody went up there and moved the crowd and gave us a way to get up there. Once we got up there, we had to wait, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. A lot of people coming and seeing what we were doing and looking at the machine. I was really struggling to stay awake. I just chilled. Probably wasn't as much into it as everybody else, but it was really a cool experience. And once I got up there, you know, that was fire. That was something to pull up there. And I mean, when I fired that thing up, I mean, everybody, there wasn't an eye that wasn't on me. That I wouldn't just blast up it and the whole thing was done in 3 seconds. And actually it was a pretty legit climb. You know, I had to put a little effort into it to get up it. So I smoked the tires on the first hit, smoked the tires on the second hit, and then moved over a little bit and had to just tap the rear steer once I brake stalled and launched right up it. But it was pretty wicked.
Pretty epic.
Yeah, it was fun, and it makes me realize some of the. I mean, I've seen 5 or 10 different posts and still pictures and stuff of people that we don't know, and how amazing it was to them. It was definitely the right thing to do since I'm here, and to make memories for myself and everyone else.
We're excited to go home. We're dirty. We're just sunbaked, dehydrated. He has a 3-day drive to get home to his family, to see them for maybe part of a day before he starts his work week. Why don't we review kind of who helped us? And
Yeah. Mickey Thompson was a huge help in providing us with tires and the financial help to do this. Then Roadrunner Performance and S&K Hoses and Fittings. Those guys were a huge financial supporter. They've had employees out here helping us and just making our lives easier, helping any way, shape, and form they can. For instance, when we were at Pitt, Alyssa ran and got us nuts and bolts. She had her dirt bike. I mean, we're like, we need these. We can't find. She just took them, ran and got them. So huge thanks there. RCV Axle. I mean, they hooked us up. What was it, 1 day, right? One day there.
Yeah.
Like, we called and we needed some stuff, and this was before we got to the racetrack, and we talked to them. They gave us, my racer pricing, and then literally sent it to us in 1 day. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is when you can contact somebody, get what you need, and have it so fast. So, yep, AMSOIL provided all our fluids. Obviously it worked because our car ran on its side. It ran all day long, being pushed hard with that massive turbo on it. It's just really, really good stuff, and still runs. Not very many oils can hold up to that heat and that abuse, especially that intense.
Yeah, so there's also Fuel Factory. Fuel Factory gave us a good discount on barrel 110 race gas. Really appreciate them. They came through. I have also Central Welding Supply back home. They've been a help. Waterworld Can-Am dealership. They've also been a support and offering us different advice, because all their techs are involved, and then also different pricing for being able to get parts at a reduced rate. I want to give some credit to Performance Motorsport. Why don't you speak to Steve
Performance
on this
Motorsport, they're from Australia. They're a company out of Australia, and they build almost everything that they build it from scratch out of a solid block of aluminum. One of the things they're known for is these billet diffs, And we got this built at Diff, and I mean, it turns a side-by-side into a rock bouncer. It is just an amazing piece of equipment. Just very impressed with what that thing can handle. And I mean, we're running 35-inch sticky tires, you know, on a car that weighs probably 3,400 pounds. I mean, it's a lot with all of us in it.
Let's sum up the experience. You know, I think in general, for our first year, a good word to kind of explain like the emotions, it was overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Overwhelming is a good word for it.
You know, the people, the dust, dehydration is huge. Trying to deal with co-piloting, the nerves. And what about you?
When you're driving for so long, we literally started in the morning in the dark, and when we got done, it was dark. To race that long, there's so much that pulls your focus. And what I think the general public can't feel or even realize at home without somebody telling you is you're always going fast. You're always going faster than a safe speed. You're always trying to go as fast as being on the edge. And every time your focus is pulled, the odds of crashing or disaster are closer. So that's nonstop. And as the day gets longer, that increases substantially. So that's a pretty wild thing about it.
So we're all packed up. We're about to drive Fordzilla in here, and I'm loading up as well, and we're going our separate ways. I really appreciate this opportunity with you, man, and I can't wait for more. So we'll check you guys out. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.